Hello, my name is Ruth and I am a data center technician. This is what I wear. Snazzy AirTechs, and I have Snickers pants, big steel toe boots, safety gloves, and I usually have these cans on my ear, which are basically hearing protection because where I work is very loud. So being a data center technician is fantastic. I absolutely love it. I skip into work every day and I have a really good time. I work with a whole bunch of really cool and interesting people, and I look after computers. So as a technician, you are kind of like a doctor for computers. You are maintaining them, you're keeping them, you're repairing them whenever they're broken. And I'm going to run with this doctor analogy. So the same way as you would go into a doctor's office and immediately the doctor would say, "What's your name? What's your date of birth? What's your address?" I do the exact same thing when I walk up to a computer. I go, "Okay, right. What's your serial number? What's your asset tag? Are you in the right position? Am I looking at the right machine?" Because same as a doctor doesn't want to work on the wrong patient, we have to make sure we're working on the right machine. So the same way as a doctor would pull up your chart or your report on their computer, we have a ticket. So the ticket would actually be generated as sometimes by the machine itself. Like it actually has these self-diagnostics within it, and it could generate a ticket all by itself, or it could alert somebody who would generate a ticket, or else I could just be walking past this machine, see a light going on, going, "Hang on a minute, looks like a faulty hard drive," or it could be something, and I would take the asset tag of that machine and log a ticket myself. What's an asset tag? An asset tag is just a little sticker that they stick on every single piece of equipment to ensure that it has a unique number. And that asset tag is put into a ticket. And the ticket basically tells you the whole past history of that device. So let's just presume it is a server. So this server might have been put into the data center 2 years ago, and in that time it has had the hard drive replaced and some new memory added, for instance. That might be in the log. The issue might be something completely different, like it's not even turning on. So I could go along to the computer and or the server and say, "Okay, I know loads of information about it, but it seems the only problem with it is that it's not turned on." And I could have a look around and see if there's, the plug isn't properly in, or that the switch is not properly compressed, or it could be something as simple as that. And that's what you call an easy call. And if you can fix it like that, you can go in and you can close the call. But most calls aren't that easy. They might require some diagnostics. So the same way as a doctor would order blood tests, or they would send you off maybe to another consultant or something like that, we run diagnostics. So there's a part in the boot up of servers called the BIOS. And in the BIOS area, when you're booting it up, you can actually log in there and it can run diagnostics for you. It can tell you the health of the hard drives, the memory, all the different components of it. And you can actually sometimes repair things within there, like if it's set to the wrong IP address, or small things that can be repaired in there as you go along. Then there's also loads of other different types of diagnostics tools that you can run the same way as a doctor runs them, I suppose. And then you also have your team to fall back on and their experience, and they might know a little bit more about the positioning of the device, or the different connections that come in and out of the device, and how it's not. And they might be able to throw a little bit more light upon it. But should it actually turn out to be a hardware problem, the same way as a doctor or perhaps a surgeon, maybe I moved into surgeon territory, you might have to actually go and open it up and have a look and replace something. So you've gone through your diagnostics, you've basically diagnosed that it's a faulty hard drive. So you would order in the parts, and then when it comes to actually the parts have come, you go into your area and you would use your trusty tool kit here. Oh, I love a good toolkit, and I got supplied a really nice one when I started in Microsoft. So, yes, you get to actually open it up, get your tools out, release them all, and replace the part. But the best part of it is that there are things called run books for every single thing that you have to do within Microsoft. So if you have to replace a hard drive, a bit of memory or whatever like that, there's a little thing that you click on within that ticket, and it gives you step by step how to do it. And even down to the different types of screwdrivers that you're to use, the different sizes, the whole lot, because these are very expensive precision machines. So you don't want to go wrecking the thread in it by using the wrong screwdriver, or you don't want to do things in the wrong order and possibly damage the machine. So yeah, it's kind of all there as I suppose a doctor would have it in a medical journal. We have it all there in front of us on the ticket. So yeah, it's a wonderful thing to just be able to, and very satisfying to go along, get your ticket, figure it out, ask for help if you need it, go through the run book, all the different steps, fix the problem, close the ticket. And then repeat, basically, because every day is different. Every day you get a different challenge. Sometimes you get the same sort of problem over and over again, and then other times you get a real little juicy one that you have to try and figure out, and it might take you like a while, and when you do get it, it gives you that enormous sense of satisfaction. So aside from actually fixing, which is called break fix, which is what I was describing there, we do loads of other things like deployment and decommissioning. So and inventory management. So deployment is basically getting a new machine. So every time a new machine comes in, that's called a deployment. And it mightn't just be one machine. It could be a whole big pile of them, or it could be a whole big rack that you're pushing in of computers. And decommissioning is the other end of it when those devices are no longer used, or they're broken, or something has happened. We basically take them apart, take all the hard drives out of them, and decommission them. Then there's also inventory management, which is another part of a technician's job, which is keeping an eye on parts arriving into the data center and making sure that when they arrive in, they go into their own special part of a rack in a big storage area, and that everybody can find them. And then when they actually come in, that you've clicked a little box so that they're on the computer, so everybody knows that they're on the system. Just very logical, very hands-on, very practical sort of stuff. And that's the type of person I am. I like to see and fix and do with my hands, with my eyes. It's just a great job to work in. Now, I suppose I haven't really talked about the data center itself, but it's a big, huge place with the production area where I work. As I explained, I had to wear the headphones. It's because there are a couple of thousands, if not more, servers in there, and they're all working away, making a loud kind of noise, and it is really, really noisy. And there's also air conditioners going, because the main thing that they have to do within the data center is keep it cool, because machines are hot and they they will overheat if you allow a whole big bunch of them in a big room together to work without any air conditioning. And then dust is something that we have to keep away from the data center because of the machines, but also because we use fiber optics. So fiber optics are the cables that go in between the servers, and they are very sensitive to dust. If you get a little bit of dust in there, it doesn't, you lose speed in the data connections. So we have to keep that out of there as well. So hence why all these air conditioning and air filters and the whole lot are going the whole time and just making everything really loud. So when you're actually in those areas and you're working alongside somebody, you kind of sometimes have to go like, what are you saying there? And put things back on again. And you can really kind of, you have to sort of plan what you're going to do with people beforehand, nearly to so that you can work alongside somebody. I hope I've explained what I do quite well to you, but it is a great place to work, and it is a really, really satisfying job. And yeah, I would recommend. I really want more girls in there, because there's not very many who do my job, and it would be so fantastic to see us in there. Think about it. You could be a doctor for computers. Bye.